If you answer yes to all of these questions, you're probably going to like today's recommendation. Do you like comedy? Do you like true crime? Do you like Steve Martin? Do you like Martin Short? Do you like Selena Gomez? You're going to love Only Murders in the Building.
I got in the elevator with these two weirdos. Then Tim got in the elevator.
Approximately 12 minutes from now, I will be murdered.
Hello and welcome to Screen OD. I hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist who has been talking and writing about TV, movies and the entertainment industry for, well, nearly 15 years now. If you're not new to the channel, you already know all that. So why do I keep saying it? Well, it's because those who are new, I really want you to join the Screen OD party and subscribe to the channel. So if you do today, please do write in the comments, I subscribed, and let me know what kind of TV and movies you like so that we can do more on that type of content going forward. Right, today we are talking about a comedy which has quite a lot of crime in it. It stars Steve Martin, Martin Short and Selena Gomez, and it's called Only Murders in the Building.
This doesn't make sense.
Where do we start?
At the very beginning.
Okay, so what's this one all about, I hear you asking? Well, this is a show that now has 2 seasons, but don't worry, we're not going to spoil season 2, and we're not going to spoil season 1. This is an introduction to the show and why you should watch it, so you don't have to worry on that front. This is a program that centers around a building in an affluent area of New York called the Arconia, the kind of apartment building that has people working on a front desk, the sort of place that we couldn't afford to live, or certainly I couldn't afford to live, and it has many different types of people living within the building, 3 of whom become the central characters of this TV show. We have Steve Martin, who is playing a sort of semi-retired actor, I guess is the best way of saying it. He was once in a 90s TV show and he played Brazos, who was a kind of TV detective in the 90s, and he plays the character Charles Hayden Savage, and he's one of the residents of the Arconia. Another resident of the Arconia is Martin Short's character, Oliver Putnam, who is a Broadway director, but someone who's clearly not doing as well as perhaps he would like to be. He is kind of down on his luck, and the Arconia is very much a place that he probably can't really afford to live anymore, but he is still there. And then our third major character, and I said Mabel there because her name is Mabel, is played by Selena Gomez. She's a much younger woman who lives in the Arconia, and there is a story as to why she can afford to live there, but it is something that raises some eyebrows with the older people who live in the building. So these 3 are our central characters, and they all have something in common. They love true crime. Their true crime podcast of choice is All Is Not Okay in Oklahoma, which is voiced by, in the series, Tina Fey. And it's clear that this is meant to be a kind of parody of the Serial podcast, and Tina Fey is meant to be a kind of Sarah Koenig type character. And this is obviously a big podcast that everyone who's into that sort of thing is into. And so when they find out that they're all interested in the same subject, and then they find out that there has been a murder in their building, imagine what happens to these amateur sleuths as they are brought together to try and crack a case that the police think is suicide, but they have reason to believe it certainly is not. This is one of those kind of shows that you can't quite work out why you like it, but you do like it. It's not all comedy and it's not all drama. It's not really a comedy drama. It's kind of like a quirky comedy drama. It's got a bit of everything to it. It's one of those shows that draws you in. The characters are kind of, in a way, they're kind of an odd couple across 3 people, because none of them really should be friends. They've got one thing in common. They've got something that draws them together, which is this kind of obsession with true crime, but there is nothing really, and There's no love lost, certainly between the Steve Martin and Martin Short characters, and Selena Gomez's character obviously been so much younger than them, and from a completely different generation with completely different frames of reference, shouldn't really be spending as much time with them as she ends up doing. Now, obviously, that creates in itself quite a lot of humour because you have this kind of intergenerational humour going on, but at the same time, it's got a kind of sweet undertone to it, which is people learning from each other, from different places, from different age groups, starting to come together because they're brought together by the same subject. So this is a show that kind of, yeah, it's funny, and yeah, it's got some drama to it, and there's a kind of murder mystery element to it, but something about it has that kind of X factor somewhere, something that pulls you in, that keeps you there and makes you want to find out what's going to happen next. Now, I think that's helped a lot by the chemistry between certainly Steve Martin and Martin Short, who fans of film will know have worked together a lot in the past on things, you know, like The Three Amigos being a really good example with Chevy Chase back in the day, or of course Father of the Bride, which is one of the most kind of iconic performances from Martin Short next to Steve Martin, where he plays the eccentric wedding planner Franck in that film, which is a film that is of course very, very well remembered by everyone who's seen it. And what you get with Selena Gomez is someone who is very different. She's younger, she's got different experiences in the entertainment industry, having been, you know, a worldwide global singing sensation. She's got acting experience both in kids programs but also in serious films. And I think that's why her performance in this is not only so good, but almost essential to bring this program together, because otherwise it could just be two older actors who've worked together many times before over the last few decades doing their thing, but that isn't able to happen because you have someone who's from a different world essentially, who is thrown into the environment with them, not only a character but also an actor who brings something very different to the screen. And the chemistry between the three of them therefore is something that's really interesting to see, and is something that will keep you very, very interested throughout the show.
There's a very strong chance the killer is musical superstar Sting.
The guy from U2.
At the end of the day, what you've got here is a really well-written show that is funny, creates a great atmosphere, and takes you down a mysterious journey that perhaps you're not expecting when you first start watching it. As time goes on, more characters are introduced into the series, and in season 2, even more beyond that. There are also some guest appearances to look out for, which is always a treat in any show like this, but it's done well, and it's done in a funny and knowing way. This is a program that if you like comedy and you like kind of quirky stuff, then I think you're really going to like. You don't have to like true crime to like it, but if you do like that genre too, there's a bit more in it for you. There's lots of references and there's some fun and games around that subject. So I would suggest that you give this a try. Season 1 and Season 2 are now available. If you're watching in the UK, you can watch Only Murders in the Building on Disney+. If you are watching in the US, it's available on Hulu right now.
Get out of the building now!
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point.
Oh my god! Help me, someone!
Right, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please show your appreciation by hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to Screen OD so you can just kick back, put your feet up, and wait for all the best content to arrive on your feed. Do go check out all the other videos on the Screen OD channel, because I promise you, they will make your streaming life better. Until next time, I'll see ya.